Good morning. Today we're going to be doing lesson 511. And so before we do anything, we're going to review what some angles are. So I want you guys to look over here. So when I start with both of these lines, the angle is 0 degrees. So let's review what a right angle is. What is a right angle? So a right angle measures exactly 90 degrees. Right. 90 degrees. So that's what a right angle looks like if we look here. An acute angle measures less than 90 degrees. So that's going to look like anything from this. It could even look like this. It could even look like this. Or it could be right at 90. So it could even be this. Anything less than 90 degrees is acute. An obtuse is anything greater than 180 degrees. And a 180 degree angle looks like this. This is what a 180 degree angle looks like. But anything more than 180, you go around like this, is an obtuse angle. Okay? All right. And now I want to show you guys another angle. So if I go all the way up here, like this, it's 0. So 0 is another one. Okay, let's go on to our estimating angle measures. So what we're going to do is we're going to estimate each one of these angles. So we're going to look at the angles on the next two screens. And we're going to decide whether they're acute, right, obtuse, or reflex. Estimate the measurement of each angle in the degrees. Okay, so another type of angle that we haven't talked about yet is the reflex angle. And a reflex angle is when it goes all the way around plus more. So you guys will see what that looks like. Okay, so let's look at A and see what that looks like. All right, we're going to look at each one of these. So if we look at this first one, it's kind of simple, right? We know that if it's about what that is this type of angle. So if I'm looking at it here, I can think that this is about 90 degrees, about a 90 degree angle. And so I know when I'm thinking about that means it's a right angle. So I'm going to just write it underneath here. Later at the end, if you want to go in and fill it in the chart, that's okay, but we're just going to do it like this for now. Okay? So I'm looking at B. I see it's smaller than my first one. It's smaller than a right angle. So if I know that it's smaller than a right angle, it would be what type of angle? It would be acute. So if I'm looking at it, in my head, I'm going to say that this is about half the size of this angle right here. So I'm going to say that it's 45 degrees, because to me, it looks like it's about 45 degrees. But anything reasonable works, as long as that you believe that it's under 90, then it's acute. All right, so here's what I was talking about. So a reflex angle is a larger angle that is always more than 180, which is like a half circle, but it's always less than 360. So, more than 180. And another hint, which is when we're looking at reflex angles, is when it's on the outside. As you can see here, it's on the inside on B and A, the angle is, but on the C, it's on the outside. And so that's how you know that it's a reflex angle. And so I know that it's a reflex angle because one hint is that I see an arrow going around. And I also know that it's more than 180 because, look, if it was 180, it would be a straight line, but it's just a tiny bit more. So, to me, my estimate is probably going to be around 190 degrees. So that's what a reflex angle looks like. An example of one. Okay. Right, we have a few more. So if we look at D, what type of angle do we think that is? I'm looking at it, and I know it's less than 90, so I know it can't be a right angle. It's a smaller angle, so I know that it's not a reflex angle because, look, my arrow's on the inside. I know it's not obtuse because it's not open wide enough because obtuse means it's greater than 180. So that means it has to be a right angle. And if I'm going to estimate what that would be, I need to estimate less than 90. So it's only a little bit less than 90, so I'm going to guess that it's 60 degrees. But like I said before, any reasonable estimate is okay. So, looking here, I see one thing that helps me know what kind of angle this might be. Look, my arrow's on the outside. So when I look at that, I automatically think, this is probably a reflex angle. Because my arrow's on the outside of my angle. Now I'm thinking, how big is this? So I know that one full turn is 360 degrees. I know that a half turn is 180 degrees. And if I'm looking at E right here, I can see that it's almost all the way around. And if it was all the way around, it would be 360 degrees. But it's not, so I'm going to say that it's a little bit less. My guess is that it would be around 300 degrees. 300 degrees. So that's my estimate for that one. All right, my last one, F. I'm looking at it here. I know it's not a reflex because my arrow's not on the outside of the angle. I know that it's not an acute angle because it's not small enough. I know that it's not a right angle because it's not 90 degrees. So that leaves one left, and that would be obtuse. It's an obtuse angle. So I'm looking here, and I'm thinking, if it was a straight line, it'd be about 180 degrees. And so I'm looking here, and I notice that it's almost a straight line, but it's not quite. So I'm going to take a guess and say that it's about 150 degrees. All right. I would just want to say thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your day.